Welcome to Bikesphere, the home of motorcycle legends and modern marvels. Today, we are diving deep into a resurrection that's shaking the world of motorcycling, the 2026 Harley Davidson Flathead. Few names in Harley's history carry the same nostalgic weight as the Flathead. Born in the 1930s, it became a symbol of grit, rebellion, and mechanical artistry. Now, almost a century later, Harley Davidson has breathed new life into this legendary engine. And it's more than a motorcycle, it's a bridge between generations. The 2026 Flathead isn't just a reissue, it's a masterpiece that honors the past while charging fearlessly into the future. A look back, the Flathead legacy. To understand why the 2026 Flathead matters so much, we have to travel back to 1929. That's when Harley first introduced the original Flathead V-twin engine, officially known as the side valve. It powered bikes that carried soldiers through World War II, riders across the open American highways, and mechanics into garages where legends were born. It wasn't the most powerful engine of its time, but it was bulletproof, simple, rugged, and easy to fix. The Flathead defined an era when motorcycles were raw machines of freedom. It was the foundation on which Harley Davidson built its empire, the heartbeat of the brand's identity. Fast forward to 2026, and Harley has finally brought that spirit roaring back to life, with a machine that respects its origins but performs like a 21st century powerhouse. Design. At first glance, the 2026 Harley Davidson Flathead looks like a time machine on two wheels. The design pays homage to the 1930s and 40s models, with sweeping fenders, a teardrop fuel tank, and that iconic low-slung stance. But beneath its nostalgic charm lies cutting-edge engineering and craftsmanship. Harley has blended retro styling with modern minimalism. The classic round headlamp now features adaptive LED lighting, wrapped in a brushed steel housing that echoes the old-school chrome look. The tank bears a bold Harley-Davidson script in vintage font, hand-painted for authenticity. The frame, though reminiscent of the rigid backbone of early Flatheads, is a lightweight tubular steel chassis with integrated damping, maintaining that old-school silhouette without compromising ride quality. Every curve and contour tells a story of a brand unafraid to celebrate its roots. Powertrain. At the heart of the 2026 model lies a revolutionary creation, the Flathead X engine. It's not a relic from the past, it's a modernized interpretation of the classic side valve architecture. Harley engineers worked tirelessly to blend vintage mechanical simplicity with contemporary performance standards. The Flathead X is a 1,350 cubic centimeters air-cooled V-twin, producing around 95 horsepower and 125 newton-meters of torque. Unlike the original, which relied on basic carburation, the new engine features electronic fuel injection, a variable valve timing system, and hybrid cooling that keeps the motor efficient and responsive without losing that iconic rumble. To preserve the soul of the original, Harley deliberately designed the engine's sound profile: deep, rhythmic, and unmistakably Flathead. When you start it up, it doesn't scream technology, it growls tradition. The power delivery is smooth, torquey, and tailor-made for highway cruising, the way a true Harley should ride. Performance and ride. Riding the 2026 Flathead is a blend of nostalgia and innovation. Harley has tuned the suspension and geometry to give it a relaxed, yet confident handling feel. The Showa adaptive suspension system automatically adjusts damping based on terrain and riding style, offering unmatched comfort on long rides while maintaining old-school character. The Flathead rides on spoked wheels with tubeless tires, combining vintage design with safety and reliability. The braking system is all modern, dual Brembo discs up front and a single disc at the rear, supported by cornering ABS and traction control. It's the kind of bike that makes you feel like a 1940s rebel but rides like a 2026 supercruiser. On the open road, the Flathead feels alive. The low-end torque pushes you forward effortlessly, while the engine's pulse beats beneath you like a living organism. It's not about breaking speed records, it's about connection, character, and timeless charm. Technology. While the 2026 Flathead may look old school, it's quietly loaded with tech. A minimalist digital gauge cluster sits behind a classic-style speedometer, showing navigation, gear position, and ride data. The display can sync with your smartphone through Harley's RideLink system, offering GPS, music, and voice commands without distracting from a vintage aesthetic. For the purists, Harley even offers a heritage mode, where the screen mimics analog dials and dims the digital glow, making night rides feel authentically old school. Hidden under the tank, modern safety systems like ride-by-wire throttle, cornering traction assist, and hill start control work silently to enhance control and stability. Harley has achieved something rare, keeping the old Flathead soul intact while wrapping it in modern-day intelligence, craftsmanship, and customization. Every 2026 Flathead is hand-built and individually numbered, marking its place in Harley's lineage. The attention to detail is extraordinary, from the hand-stitched leather solo seat to the brushed aluminum fuel cap engraved with the year 2026. Riders can personalize everything, from the handlebars and exhausts to paintwork inspired by vintage Harley racing liveries. Harley also offers 3 distinct editions. Classic Heritage Edition, featuring deep blue paint and chrome finishes, pure nostalgia. Midnight Edition, a stealthy matte black design with bronze highlights. Custom Bobber Edition, stripped down, raw, and designed for the modern minimalist rider. This isn't mass production, it's craftsmanship at its finest, a tribute to the artistry of American motorcycling. Price and availability. Exclusivity defines the 2026 Flathead. Harley Davidson will produce only 1,926 units worldwide, a nod to the year before the original Flathead debuted. Each bike comes with a certificate of authenticity and a commemorative metal plaque engraved with your name and chassis number. The starting price begins around $28,000, with the custom Bobber edition crossing $32,000 depending on configuration. Early reports suggest that most units were pre-booked within weeks of its unveiling, a clear sign that the legend of the Flathead still burns bright. A tribute to the spirit of the road. The 2026 Harley Davidson Flathead is more than a motorcycle. It's a symbol of endurance, freedom, and rebellion. It proves that heritage can evolve, that a brand can look back without standing still. In a world rushing toward electric silence, Harley dares to keep the rumble alive. Every rev of the Flathead is a reminder that motorcycling isn't just about transport, it's about identity. It's about hearing your heartbeat echo through the engine, feeling the wind against your soul, and knowing that you're part of something timeless. Conclusion. In the end, the 2026 Harley Davidson Flathead stands as a love letter to the past and a promise to the future. It carries the DNA of the bikes that started it all, rugged, rebellious, and undeniably American. Yet it's ready for the roads of tomorrow, blending legacy with innovation in a way only Harley can. This is more than a comeback, it's a resurrection. The Flathead lives again, louder and prouder than ever. This has been Bikesphere, your home for everything on 2 wheels that stirs the soul. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the legends of motorcycling, and remember, ride free, ride fierce, and never let the road tame your spirit.